Welcome back to the DM Seth channel, and today I really just want to talk about how awesome it is whenever I can find really good D&D inspiration from a video game. So lately I've been just storming through my backlog. I have a couple months now where I'm not really doing much until my next job starts, and so I've just been knocking out game after game after game. I did Final Fantasy VII Rebirth recently. I'm playing through Persona 3 Reload right now. I just finished Xenoblade 3, and I'm working on the Future Redeem DLC. Hades 2 just came out, etc., etc. I've got so many games in that list. I'm going to play through Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time after Persona 3 Reload. And my wife and I finished Baldur's Gate 3 for my second playthrough recently. I've been playing a lot of video games, and I find that I can take a lot of inspiration from these, and I find myself constantly when I'm playing an RPG like this, just thinking about D&D and how I can build the themes from these games into my own storylines. And I highly recommend you do so too, because if you're like me, probably 90% of your own free time where you're not playing D&D is gaming or thinking about games or watching people play games on YouTube or something. And if you're going to be doing that, you may as well work it into your games because you're going to get a lot of ideas and inspiration from it. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean steal the entirety of Ineos from Xenoblade 3, or steal the whole world of Final Fantasy VII, or have your players playing a Pokemon world. I just mean the idea, the themes. So maybe we'll go back to Final Fantasy VII, the fact that they're eco-terrorists taking things on. Taking that idea and being okay, well, how can I put a spin on that idea? Maybe my players in the eyes of the civilians are the bad guys, but they're actually doing the right thing for the greater good, but everybody thinks they're the bad guys. That's a great idea for your D&D game. Or something crazy that happens in Xenoblade 3 is they live in a world where they only have 10 years to live, and there's just a constant war going on, and whenever you die, you're actually reborn, and blah, 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 blah. Lots and lots of lore in there. You find all this stuff out pretty early, so I'm not spoiling it for you, but you find out, each of these characters only has 10 years to live, and they really want to break that cycle, because why the heck are we being born and only living for 10 years? And why am I a teenager if I'm only 10 years old? But those ideas are so cool, and they can be worked into your games, slyly. You throw it in there, you're like, hey, there's this civilization, and for some reason, everybody, their lives recycle after 10 years. What the hell with that? Stuff like that, or just the theme of life being too short, right? That's a good theme for a campaign. Or you're being controlled by the man for your entire life, and you need to take him down. Those things are really good ideas for D&D games. Once I did a Persona one-off, and it wasn't really a one-off, it was an epilogue to our campaign we did where a character had left the party right at the end of the campaign, and we did an epilogue where we followed that character and found out where he went. This whole high-level group of characters hunted him down, found him, and it ended up he was hidden in his own little mind palace that he had conjured up with a very high-level spell. So yeah, he conjured up this whole little pocket dimension that he stored himself in, and he had a lot of control over this pocket dimension, kind of like in Persona. Whenever you go into their palaces and change their hearts, they beat the boss, they managed to make him come to his senses, reconcile with his emotions, and the character was more or less redeemed. That's an idea I stole from Persona, and it ended up working out really well in terms of D&D for a one-off session. It was really fun. So that's what I mean when I say steal from your games. You can, I'll even throw another idea out there. Helldivers, right? Has nothing to do, it's not even in the same fantasy theming, but the idea of hot dropping into a place where you're destined to die and then prevailing, or even a whole session where you are running into this freaking war zone, and when someone gets killed, another character of the same class replaces them with just a slightly different name or something. So canon, it's a different character, but really it's the same character, kind of like in Helldivers. That's a fun idea for a session that you can take. You can just rip that page out, throw it in a fantasy setting, and go, guys, we're gonna try this out today. Are you with me? That's fun stuff. That's stuff I like to mess around with stuff like that, and I think you should be trying these kinds of things at your table as well. So, short video today, but let me know what you think with these kinds of ideas, because and give me your creative ideas so that I can steal them, throw them in my campaign, and all will be good in the world. Like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.